Hey everybody, my name's Mike, and I sell by the name Mike Amondo on eBay. And I just want to do a real quick video and show you three items that I just got listed. These aren't super exciting money-wise. These are going to be long tail items and kind of slow sellers, but we're still in the middle of the whole pandemic thing. We can't do a whole lot of sourcing. These three items have kind of been sitting around here for a little while, so it's time to get them listed. Did a little bit of research. I want to show them to you, show you how I chose to price them for the kind of sale that I want, which is as quick as I can get it back, even though they are kind of long tail items. So we're going to take a quick look at them right now. Okay, so first up is this National Lock brass switch cover plate. You can find these actually a lot of places. A lot of people collect and use this kind of vintage hardware stuff. These are always pretty good sellers. You're going to do better if you can find a bunch of matching ones and put them in a group. But it's got the name on the back there. I don't know if you can actually see it or not, but we actually paid all of $1 for this when we bought it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers. Okay, so on our National Lock plate, we have a listed, completed, sold score of 10, 21, 13. We've got 10 that are currently listed, 21 completed listings in the last 90 days, and 13 actual sales in the last 90 days on this. That gives us a selling ratio, if we put the sold over listed, of 13 over 10, or 1.3 to 1. So for everyone that's listed right now, 1.3 have sold in the last 90 days. That's actually a pretty good selling ratio. The selling rate, however, we see it actually is pretty slow. You have 90 days. You have 13 sales in 90 days. That's only about one sale a week. Is about what that comes out to. So we know that it's not going to sell very quickly, and out of the ones that are listed, we probably actually want to make sure we slide down toward the bottom if we actually want it to sell quickly. Now, the price ranges weren't all that big on this, so on the sold comps, they sold for 10, 15, 18, and 22. So that's where they were selling at. The currently listed prices were all in the $12 to $14 range. So if I want mine to be chosen, I'm probably going to have to slide it down. So I actually did decide on this one to put a target price of around 13 bucks shipped. Not a big money maker, obviously. We'll come out $5 or $6 to the good on this one. But you know, for something you picked up for $1 and you throw out, that's not bad at all. Okay, next up is this vocal trainer from Tascam. Basically, I had to do some research to figure out exactly what this thing is, but essentially, you pop a CD in here, and then you can do certain things over here to help you sing along with it. You can reduce or remove the vocals out. You can also change the key that it's in if you want to sing it in a different key. So it does a lot of neat things like that. It's very cool. It's not a high dollar item. Normally, it would have come with an adapter, but it also operates on batteries. And one nice thing that was really cool was that a lot of times if you were looking at a battery item, you always want to pop the cover off and take a look at the condition of everything in here, because batteries will screw up, and once they mess up and corrode these, you know, it oftentimes is not recoverable. At that point, they won't work. So this one was super clean. There were batteries in there when we picked this up. I believe at a Goodwill for I think it was $4.24 with the tax. It actually had batteries in it. It came on and it worked, and so we were able to test it out without having the adapter, which is fine. It also had this nice hard case with it. I don't think it's for that, but it works perfectly well for it. So with that in mind, I did the numbers. Okay, so here are the numbers on this guy. Basically, the LCS score, 5 are listed, 10 are completed, and we have 6 sales in the last 90 days. So the selling ratio then is 6/5, 1.2 to 1. Again, not too bad. It's nothing to write home about, but it's pretty decent. These will sell over time. Again, these are going to be very slow sellers. So the selling rate, you've got basically 90 sales or 90 days, 6 sales in 90 days. That gives you about a 1 sale every 15 days. So what that tells you is, if you want to be the next one that sells, you really are going to have to be aggressive on the pricing if you want it to sell quickly. So a sale every 15 days, you got 2 a month. If you want this thing to sell within a month or even a month or 2, you're going to have to be at the better end of the pricing on this. So here's basically what the pricing looked like. The sold comps were between 40 and 60 on those completed 6 listings. The thing is, on the higher end of these, they almost always had maybe the manual with them. They had that adapter with them, that kind of thing. So I needed to keep that in mind as well. But they sold from 40 and up. Currently listed prices started at 32, 34. There was one at 54. There were 2 at 78. So that means for me to be competitive and for me to get one in the next couple of sales, I really needed to slide down toward the bottom end. So my target on this was actually all the way down at $33, and we'll see what happens. It's popped out there. I'm hoping for a sale within a month or 2. Okay, so last but not least is this Kohler plumbing piece. I've done very well with vintage plumbing stuff. I have some American Standard faucets listed right now. I've sold 1 of the 4. I think the others will sell. There's a lot of interest in them. This is actually nothing really exciting. This is actually a PTrap. So let's pull it out of here. Okay, so there it is. It's under every sink in the world, basically. This is made by Kohler. This is actually new, as far as I can tell. I had to do it as an open box and explain in the listing, what it is. It is missing one part. This little part here that goes through the wall and covers up the hole where the pipe goes through the wall. That's not in the box. So explained all that in great detail in the listing. You feel free to go on there and have a look at it. But it's actually in new condition. It's chrome plated. It's actually kind of pretty. And if somebody's looking for one, well, there it is. So let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers on the Kohler K9000 PTrap. Okay, so on the Kohler piece then, the list of completed sales gave us 10. Currently listed, 4 completed. Every single one of those was a sale, so we had 4 sold. Gives us a selling ratio of 4/10. That's 0.4. That's really low. So what that means is we have to be really aggressive if we want ours to be chosen as one that might sell. So when we start to look then at a selling rate, it actually isn't so much better there. 90 days, we had 4 sales. That's 1 every 22 days. So this is something that is definitely not going to sell quickly unless we are fairly aggressive. Now, the interesting thing is, and what's really nice is, our cost of acquisition on this guy was $2 plus tax, so $2.12. That's what we actually have in this. So these numbers right here of what these have actually sold for, 27, 60, 64, 67, these are actually really nice numbers. And because ours is so clean and it's nice, I think we can beat that 27. As I recall, that was actually a used unit, and the unused one started at 60 and went up. So when I looked at the currently listed prices, they started at 45, and they went up there from there. So I made a target price on this in order to come in right down here. I want to be pretty close to the bottom because it's going to take a while. And I'm perfectly happy with $45 or $50 on a on a $2 sale. So my target price on this is actually 40 to 45. I'm not sure. I think I listed it about 44, somewhere in there. But this is how basically. I used the numbers to kind of figure out, if I didn't really care about selling this very fast, and I could actually put it at one of these higher prices, slide that up a little bit more, but really, why would somebody pay 60 for mine when it's missing a part? So I really needed to be down on the lower end of things if I actually wanted it to sell, or sell, within any kind of reasonable amount of time. I'm assuming it'll take a couple of months to move this at the very least. So all of these things are actually kind of long tail items. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please reach down there and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you catch all of our newer ones, and I appreciate you watching.